Welcome to Homekeepers. I hope you'll grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, whatever you like, and just hang out with us for a while. If it's the first time you've seen the program, welcome. Come right on in. And a lot of hugs and kisses out there to those regular viewers, which we have grown to love so very much. I pray for you all. Don't know your names, but God knows who you are. So when I pray for the Homekeepers viewers, He knows. And I'm so glad you're with us today. We've got a good program because we're going to talk about a subject which is in the scripture, but I feel it is so neglected. And so what happens when that situation is ongoing? God chooses an author to write a book. And so my guest today is Evelyn Bence, and she's written other books, but we're going to talk about the new one here called Room at My Table. And it deals with preparing heart and home for Christian hospitality. So my intent was to say that hospitality is a very neglected subject in the body of Christ, and we're living such fast-paced lives today, and I think Evelyn's book is a book which time has come. So I want you to meet her, and also we have taken a recipe out of this book. It's not a recipe book, but she sprinkled some throughout, and so we're calling it Evelyn's Potato Salad, and we're going to give it a good try. And before I join Stephanie over there, who's just so excited about putting this potato salad together, we're trying to calm her down. I want to talk to you again about the book Revival by David and Kathy Walker. It's a book where they go through the history of revival, the great revivals, and for many of you to read this book, it will remind you of things that you already knew, but for a younger generation, they might not even know what the word revival means, and that's sad. But I can tell you this, we need a revival. The church needs it. America needs it desperately. I pray for it every morning. Hope you'll join me in doing that. And so you really need this book. And it's a neat book. It's kind of like a coffee table book. You know, leave it hanging on your coffee table or your lamp table and go through it a little bit at a time, and it will kind of educate you. So for that gift of at least $20, we'll send it to you. Many of you like to use your credit card and debit cards, and that's 1-800-229-0059. And if you use the snail mail, they call it, right?
Yep.
That's box 6922, Clearwater, Florida, 33758. And I've joined Sister Stephanie over here.
I just threw you off there a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
You just impeded in my space, so.
I know.
You come over, you're like, and here's Arthelene Rippy.
And this is, I wonder how many different potato salad recipes there are.
So many, I'm sure. This just smells so good. It just,
And
I love the smell
this
of
is our
potatoes.
guest's book.
Yes.
And
Evelyn's potato salad.
But we've done a couple, but you know what we ought to do sometime? A whole week of potato salad, then a whole week of something else, and a whole week of something else.
I like the whole week of pumpkin.
We did a whole week of pumpkin around Thanksgiving time.
Yes, I was pumpkined out.
And you know what? There's no end to pumpkin recipes.
isn't.
We even had a pumpkin soup, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so potato salad, though. You want to do a week of potato salad.
So I guess I mixed this.
Okay, so you have mayonnaise, you have yellow mustard, you have vinegar, and you have salt and pepper you're going to whisk together. And I have red potatoes that have been boiled and chopped, and I have celery, and I have peppers, and I have carrots and onions and parsley and relish. I'm going to mix all mine together. You're going to mix all yours together. And
Okay,
then
and
mix
I've got
it all together.
mayo, mustard.
Vinegar and salt and pepper.
But you know what I was saying at the top of the show, hospitality is so important, and I just don't think it's
People
around
are
that much anymore.
people just seem to be so busy anymore that they don't. I love getting together with people, and people are just so busy they don't seem to have time to do that anymore, and it's very sad.
Believe it or not, when I was a kid, neighbors sat out on the front porch in the evening.
Yeah, I mean, how wonderful would that be? I'm excited because my church is having a ladies get-together coming up, and I'm so excited because we don't do that very often, so that'll be fun. A dessert get-together, that's even better.
Bringing people into your home. Boy, I think that's so biblical. And my belief is that God didn't create food for nutrition, it was for community.
For fellowship, yes.
Because in the New Testament, they broke bread from house to house.
Yeah. Okay,
And
so
isn't it interesting that when Jesus took the bread and he broke it, the wine, this is my body, this is my blood, he took common things that were on every table in Israel. Just the common stuff.
Yep.
Food, and used
Yes.
it.
Yep.
It's very thought-provoking.
Yeah, invite people over. Just make something simple. You don't have to make a big, I think that's another problem. People think it has to be some big ordeal and fancy and everything. It doesn't have to be fancy.
In
Just make it
Evelyn's
simple
book, and you'll meet her in a minute, she talks about that everything ought to be perfect. That would be me. So don't get that on my jacket. All right. I have a feeling that dressing is going to taste pretty good.
Yeah, it smells really, really good.
And this is one I'm pretty sure you'd want to put in the fridge for a couple hours.
Chill, let all the flavors marry together. That'll be delicious.
And
look, and it's just so easy. It's just
okay,
so
I got to tell
simple.
you a secret.
Okay.
Sister Stephanie here.
Oh, wait, is it my secret?
So Sister Stephanie does not like green pepper, although green peppers are a third of the price of the others. And so because
Hey, I'm expensive. What can I say?
she doesn't like it, I got her an orange one.
You're so nice.
When you get the recipe, it'll say green.
Yes.
All right, just put a little bit on there. We taste it and see what it's like. We'll find out a little bit. I love potato salad. My mother-in-law made
delicious,
that's
right?
real good, authentic potato salad.
Nice, big, chunky vegetables, too.
And our recipes are free. You can either write to us or you can email us, and Wanda will send it right back to you. The emails come to me, I send them to Wanda, and she sends the recipes out. So that's the way it works. All right, stay with me. I want you to meet the lady who wrote a book I think is very, very important for this culture.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, just write to the address on your screen, or you can email your request to arthelene@rippy.org.
All right, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Evelyn Bence, who is the author of Room at My Table, but this is not her only book. Evelyn, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Having me today.
Now, I know that you wrote a book, Prayer, Girlfriends, Sisters, and Me.
Yeah, Prayers for Girlfriends, which is very anecdotal. The prayers kind of take a specific just encounter of life and turn it Godward.
And then this is one I'd like to have, the Spiritual Moments with Great Hymns.
Oh, I love hymns. Grew up on them. We both grew up in a parsonage.
Yes,
I
we
hear.
did.
And I go to a hymn church, and I just love the hymn book.
When did you discover that you had a gift to write, or what gave you the desire to do it?
I was in kind of the business end of publishing and got into more editorial, and I think I had one job where I read books for 2 years straight, and it taught me how to write.
Oh, that was your job, to
Yes,
read
for a
them.
book club, I was reading books, and when I came out of it, I made distinctions of what works and what doesn't work. So it was,
And were
it was
there
more,
all kinds of books, all kinds of
well,
subjects?
it was religious, inspirational books.
All right. Now, this newest book is Room at My Table. And I've believed for a long time that the church does not do well with hospitality, and it should be preached more. That is part of the package, that is something we're supposed to do. What was it that prompted you to write a book about the table?
Well, one of my jobs is writing devotionals for Daily Guideposts, which is an annual. And after I'd been doing that about 10 years, I looked at the corpus of these devotionals I'd written, and I saw a theme here of the ones that they had accepted and rejected. And I said, well, maybe I could go with this theme. They say, write what you know, and it made me realize that hospitality had been a theme, both of my childhood and of my adult life. And so kind of went with the few that I had and wrote 52 devotionals.
Growing up in a preacher's home, I'm sure that there were a lot of different kinds of people and guests sitting around your table.
Oh, almost every Sunday.
Really?
My mother, at least she made a pot roast or a chicken, expecting that my father would bring someone home from the church, maybe a visitor, maybe the second cousin of a parishioner twice removed. So the Sunday table especially, we just expected that there would be extra people. If there was not enough food, not enough meat, the phrase was family hold back. You know, and we knew that we should eat a little more bread and a little less chicken.
That, I know growing up that the evangelists always stayed at our house.
Yes,
And
they
that
don't
was
do
like-
that anymore.
That could go on 2 or 3 weeks, you know. We were usually glad to see him go, at least as kids we were, but there was a whole lot more now. And I traveled for 20 years as a guest speaker, fly out of
Yeah.
Tampa every weekend. I'm trying to remember if we ever had a Sunday dinner at the pastor's home.
Yeah. Oh,
We were always
it's just
taken
so
out.
missing.
And it's a bit confusing because there are far more, you know, convenient things nowadays in our food and our preparation and everything. So,
At a coffee hour recently, I was telling a young woman in college that I was just writing this new book, and it was about table hospitality, and she said, "Oh, that's what we need. You know, we're so connected by internet," but she really had a hunger to get into people's homes and sit down at a table where it was a real back and forth, face to
yeah,
face.
and we see Jesus doing that. We see Jesus doing that a lot for the short time that his ministry went on. Did you become aware that this was lacking in the church, in the body of Christ?
Well, yeah, and I mean, just this week, someone has said to me, people don't have people over anymore. And even someone said, you know, when I was writing the book, the same thing. It's just not done anymore. You're bucking the tide. And I said, well, maybe it's time. People sometimes speak of hospitality as a spiritual gift. And, you know, I don't see it in the list of spiritual gifts in the scripture. In Romans 12, after a list of gifts, then it's more a command, practice hospitality. Another place it says practice hospitality without grumbling.
Yeah, because we could say, well, that's not my gift.
Yes,
So you don't
When-
have an out.
I feel it's easier for some people, but I think even people who make it look easy, it is an effort.
It is, indeed. And, of course, you have a lot more working moms and this kind of thing going on, but it doesn't change what the Lord asks us to do. You know, Evelyn, a few years ago, right here, I interviewed a chef. Sorry, I don't remember his name, from the White House.
Oh, yeah.
From the White House. He didn't cook in our kitchen. I invited him to, but I don't blame him. But the name of the book was Return to Sunday Dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And so maybe the Lord's doing something here. Now, you talk in the book, and we're going to put up a website for the book by Evelyn, Room at My Table. The pressure of perfect. Now, that's my problem. I want the tablecloth and the best china and the best silver and all that and everything perfect. How do you get over that? Because there can't be any spontaneity when you do that.
Right. I was thinking this week of the Martha, Martha, you know, you're fussing over the wrong things.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure how you get over it, except you just calm yourself down. Well, the correlation I saw was I was fussing so much of what am I going to wear today?
Yeah.
And I brought 4 outfits, and I was thinking, this is just like Jesus telling Martha, just to ratchet it down and do the best you can. And it's about content. It is not about things being perfect.
Yeah, and I think of the young moms there and the kids, their children who have friends. To be hospitable to those little kids because you don't know what's going on in their home or their
Right.
life.
I also read just this week of someone who had a college friend into their home for a few days with their own college children, and they felt really as if this child wasn't at ease, and what's wrong, and he just said, I've never eaten with my family at home.
Oh my
around
word.
the table, and didn't quite even know how a group dinner dynamic would work. That you don't
Isn't
know
that
what's going on
sad?
in people's homes, of they're eating in their cars, just eating on the run.
Out of a bag.
Out of, yeah. Of what we can be teaching a younger generation about community.
You talk about the church potluck too. I always love those, and I wonder if a lot of that still goes on.
Oh, my church,
Do they?
especially a senior lunch, is a potluck. Maybe 10 years ago, it was very organized. A through G bring
Bring the salad.
the salad, and then main course and dessert. We've thrown all that away, and it really is a potluck. And if we got all baked beans, then we would just laugh about it. Part of the perfection issue is, I think, not being able to just make light of our mistakes. I burned the chicken.
All of our humanity.
And being able to take ourselves with a grain of salt.
Okay, now how does Evelyn the author, how do you perform this? Do you kind of invite people in on the spur of the moment, and how do you proceed from there? Or if it's a very deliberate invitation?
If it's kind of good old girlfriends, it might be spur of the moment. If it is people that I don't know very well, I might start several weeks in advance of who will I invite. Someone recently said, well, if I had someone over, it would take me a week of preparation, and I said, well, yeah, I start about a week ahead.
Do it.
I often make salads and things that I can prepare in the few evenings beforehand, so there isn't a big rush as I'm putting the food on the table. Maybe pull out a roast, but that the sides are potato salad and other salads that have marinated a day or so, and I can just not worry about the rush at the last minute.
You write that there are really 10 or 12 recipes for cooks to tweak. Do you ever try anything new on a guest?
Yeah, I have. I think you're advised not to, but I think it's going with the flow.
I like to have those standby recipes that that you can be really be certain of.
Usually summer, 4th of July, I have a group of women over, and I think they know that they're going to get the same pot roast.
Yeah.
With the sides, this potato salad. Holidays especially, people I think want the same thing every year.
You mentioned in one of your
Easter ham.
chapters that you begin with water.
Oh, yes. I've sensed that if you put out a pitcher of ice water on the table, you can run out of the soda, run out of the coffee, whatever, and people are just happy with water and ice. Jesus himself was offering the living water.
Yeah, I keep little bottles of water in my fridge, and if I'm home, when I live in a townhouse development where they do all the lawns and all the landscaping at one time, and if I am home when they're doing that, I go out and give them fresh water. Cold water, and they're so appreciative. What a tiny thing to do. And not too long ago, I was sweeping out my garage, which is kind of a chore. And one of the yard men was out there with the blower, and he was blowing. So I went out and handed him the water, and he walked into my garage and he blew all the dirt and the leaves out.
He was so appreciative.
In 10 seconds. I don't know how long I would have been there sweeping it. Never got as clean as he did. But there are little things like that that are so simple.
In giving it in Jesus' name, whether you say it's in Jesus' name or that's just in your heart.
I do think it's something that's just woefully lacking in the church, and hope that your book and what you have to say will just stimulate it, because it seems to me that the table, I don't want to sound overly religious, but it should almost be something sacred.
Right.
I know of one lady who had rules at the table, and there could be absolutely no arguing at all. The TV had to be turned off, and those are great rules. You know, when we're through, if you want to have a knockdown, drag-out fight, but you don't do it at the table.
And I think as guests, we can be sensitive of turning off the cell phone. I mean, having a little decorum ourselves of honoring the host, even as the host is honoring the guests. You mentioned perfection.
Yeah, that's me.
I've learned that if you set out too much fancy silver, if things are too upscale, sometimes people are intimidated and, oh, I could never have her to my house because I have my grandmother's dishes. That sometimes I intentionally ratchet it down depending on who's coming, so that I just will let my guests feel comfortable in my space.
That's a good word. Good word. If you just joined us, I am talking to Evelyn Bence, who wrote Room at My Table, and we've had the website up for quite a while that you can get the book from there. I believe that it's an important book. And Evelyn, I really think with women working, and most of them really need to, and all that this is this got lost in the shuffle somewhere.
Right.
That on any level, you can be kind of semi-prepared to be spontaneous and welcome someone in and show them the love of Jesus in a setting that is probably better than a church service.
And even if it is a can of spaghetti sauce, you know, I prefer home cooked myself and kind of home prepared, but that's not the criterion of a good meal.
And as you mentioned at the top of this interview, that your dad being a preacher, there was guests so often, and I think that's so completely foreign to the women that are not of our generation and so forth.
Yeah.
And hopefully what we've talked about will stimulate maybe some suggestion of this in Sunday school classes, or I really think a pastor can preach a message on hospitality and just put it out there, because it was very prominent in the scriptures, and I love to read the stories about, you know, how people had other people in their home and they prepared for them. And I hope you'll take this to heart. Hope you got the website and all, because something really, truly to think about, and something that keeps coming to my mind is when your children have friends and they come in and go through the house and all, think about the word hospitality to those kids. I think that you could be somewhat of a minister of the Lord. Hey, stay with me. I have a couple things to say before we have to say goodbye.
Arthelene would like you to keep the following information handy. You may contact Homekeepers by writing to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758, or go to www.rippy.org. Remember, we always enjoy hearing from our viewers, and we thank you for your support.
Okay, I again want to remind you of the book Revival, written by David and Kathy Walker. It's a book I feel every Christian should really be interested in. So for that gift of at least $20 to the ministry, we'll send it to you if you use credit card, debit card, 1-800-229-0059, or write to us. The address is on your screen. It's Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758. You know, something about Evelyn's book, Room at My Table, reminded me of a newspaper column written by Irma Bombeck. Irma was a humorist and writer for both magazines and newspapers, and she managed to capture daily life with humor and insight. The following column she wrote was called Second Chance, and this is it. Someone asked me the other day if I could live my life over, would I change anything? My answer was no. But then I thought about it and changed my mind. If I had my life to live over again, I would have waxed less and listened more. Instead of wishing away 9 months of pregnancy and complaining about the shadow over my feet, I'd have cherished every minute of it and realized that the wonderment growing inside of me was my only chance to assist God in a miracle. I would never have insisted the car windows be rolled up on a summer day because my hair had just been teased and sprayed. I would have invited friends over to dinner, even if the carpet was stained and the sofa faded. I would have eaten popcorn in the good living room and worried less about the dirt when you lit the fireplace. I would have taken time to listen to my grandfather ramble about his youth. And I would have burned that pink candle, sculpted like a rose, before it melted while being stored. I would have sat cross-legged on the lawn with my children and never worried about grass stains. I would have cried and laughed less while watching television and more while watching real life. I would have shared more of the responsibility carried by my husband, which I took for granted. Oh, and I would have eaten less cottage cheese and more ice cream. I would have gone to bed when I was sick instead of pretending the earth would go into a holding pattern if I weren't there for a day. I would never have bought anything just because it was practical, wouldn't show soil, or guaranteed to last a lifetime. When my child kissed me spontaneously, I would never have said, "Now later, go get washed up for dinner." There would be more "I love yous," more "I'm sorries," and more "I'm listening." But mostly, given another shot at life, I would seize every minute of it, look at it, really see it, try it on, live it, exhaust it, and never give that minute back until there was nothing left of it. Good word from Irma Bombeck. Think about that. And remember, there's no higher calling than that of a homekeeper. God bless you.
If you should miss a Homekeepers program, you can catch up by going to www.ctnonline.com. Click on CTN Programs and then on Homekeepers.